I think this whole Bitcoin is using too much energy is just complete misinformation and misconceptions. To manage $1 trillion asset, there's no other more efficient way. The banks spend way more energy on electricity alone. I think what will be earth moving is when the fees drop, when the sharding kicks in. I think proof of work is fine. I think this whole Bitcoin is not energy efficient, is using too much energy. It's just complete misinformation and misconceptions. It's just because we can measure the amount of energy that Bitcoin uses. But if you try to measure the amount of energy banks use, out of the buildings, the downtowns, to manage $1 trillion asset, there's no other more efficient way. The banks spend way more energy on electricity alone. And then they have all these buildings, all these trucks moving gold, all the security guards, they hire all these people. The expense they use to manage those assets are much, much higher than Bitcoin. No, I don't think we solved the layer one problem. It's like the internet, right? So it's like cable companies. Have we solved the cable company problems? I don't think so. Not even today. We can still get faster speed. We can get 10x faster. I still have to wait for hours to download stuff. Not hours. It depends a long time to download stuff. We still don't have full 4K, 5K, 40K, 400K, high fidelity virtual environments. All of this stuff we still don't have. So the capacity of the infrastructure can always increase. So we move from telephones to cables to fiber. We can still move more. 5G is coming, or 5G is mostly here. There will be 6G. So we're not done. In technology, you're never done. I'll say it this way. I think today I don't see one blockchain solving all layer one problems today. To be honest, if layer one is really good, we shouldn't need layer twos, right? So we should be handling like 100 million transactions per second. Then we probably don't need layer twos for a while. And we're nowhere close to that. Even including BNB chain, they're not there. Actually, so based on the situation you described, I wouldn't go for the most promising. I would actually go chase the hardest problem, which today I think is the wallet.
The wallet?
The wallet. I think that's the main blocker for mass adoption, for DeFi adoption. So today, DeFi protocols are fine. They're very easy to use. You connect your wallet for the people who know how to use their wallet. Then you just trade. It's order book. It's very simple. No KYC, no AML. It's very simple. But today, most people cannot store their private keys securely. The wallets require them to be technical. Your computer cannot get a virus. If your computer gets a virus, there's all kinds of problems that will happen. You will lose your money. If you lose your computer, you have to have a backup. And now that backup needs to be encrypted. Most people don't know how to do that properly. And that encrypted backup, it's okay if you lose your computer, but what if eventually we die? What if you're not around? How do you give that to your kids? How do you make sure that your kids don't get that before you die? That problem is not solved. So for these reasons, most people today still prefer using an email, a password, and call customer support. They still want to use a centralized exchange. If I have no financial pressure, I would want to solve the most difficult problem that's blocking adoption. That'd be the problem I would try to solve. I'll tell you something, to be honest, Binance.com is the biggest bridge.
Okay.
So because when you want to move from one asset from one blockchain to another, guess what? The easiest way is to deposit into Binance, trade to the other coin, withdraw on the other blockchain. We process way more than decentralized bridges because most people don't, as you said, they're cumbersome to use, and they also have security problems. I think cross-chain is very important, but it's a difficult problem to solve. But I think over time that will get better. But from my perspective, I don't think that's the most urgent problem, I don't think that's the highest impact problem to solve, because we still have centralized exchanges that facilitate that. I think the wallet problem is the bigger blocker for mass adoption, for DeFi.
Yeah.
They have risks which are clearly identified. There's one way, impermanent loss, fantastic wording for it. But yeah, they work. There are known risks, and most people understand it. The Luna is a very different problem. Luna UST is that's a design mistake, compounded with an operational mistake. With other companies, loaning other companies, it's a whole pile of problems. So that's what I call the loan problem that's in the industry, in a few industry players. But that's not a DeFi problem.
Going back.
Honestly, I didn't. But if I did that, I probably would do that with every coin. Ethereum's pretty big, what if it fails? Bitcoin's pretty big, what if Bitcoin's bigger, what if it fails? So if you look at the top 10, you can say that to everything. But if I had the foresight to know this is a particular one that has a huge risk than the other ones, I would have done something. Of course, I wasn't that smart, and most other people wasn't. Most people, hindsight is much easier. So it's pretty interesting, right? We paused trading for Luna, and guess what? We got a lot of complaints from users who wants to buy it. And we said, look, we deem this is high risk. They said, look, just you're the platform. You should provide access. You don't tell us what to buy, what not to buy. If you prevent us from trading it, then you're causing risk for us because the price may move on other platforms. We're like, do you know Luna is being printed at exponential rates? There's now like 1,000x more Luna than there were like a couple of days ago. They're like, yeah, we understand that. We can handle our loss we can handle the loss of money, but you can't stop us from trading. So you get all different perspectives from a platform. So what we learned is so we only pause trading when the blockchain stopped.
Yeah.
So there's no deposit withdrawals anyway. But we learned is that there's a few different effects. The best protection is to always provide a neutral market. So especially after we listed, when something happens, especially during critical periods where things are crashing, stuff like that, you absolutely should not pause trading. There's people who want to get out, there's people who want to get in. They are scalpers or whatever you call them that want to get into this high risk assets because they want to take that high volatility. They want to shoot for the upside, and they're okay with losing some money. As a platform, once we list something, it's actually very hard to stop trading of it. Especially during volatility times, we need to make sure our system's up, our trading is well functioning.
Yeah.
The other side about protecting users is education. We need to make sure that the information disclosure is full. We added pop-up warnings about risks. This is a high-risk asset. Confirm you want to trade it. Confirm again. Confirm a third time, and take a quiz. And okay, fine.
Then it's your problem.
Yeah. The education part is really important. The notice part is really important. After we do that, look, if a guy still wants to trade,
you gotta let him do what he wants to do.
And if we block the guys who, when it's crashing, the guys who want to sell, they couldn't sell. We're protecting one side, but we're always hurting the other. We shouldn't get involved in that. We're not traders. I don't even know what decision to make. Nobody knows if it's going to fall further or going up. Like, we can't make that decision for our users.
Yeah.
So I think it's been a hard battle for sure. It takes a lot of work, and I've been flying around meeting with the regulators a lot. But I think we've seen the results. The results are also quite obvious. I'll give you a couple examples, right? So last year in July, Italy, Consob, issued a consumer warning with Binance name on it, saying we're not licensed to operate in the country. Guess what? By May this year, 10 months, they give us a registration. So that's Spain, same thing.
France also.
France never gave us a warning. So
just gave you the license.
So Italy gave us a warning 10 months earlier, and then 10 months later they give us a registration. Spain, same, warning with less than a year registration. So we were able to make that shift. France, no previous warning, but no licenses either. We're the first license in France. And today, is the most licensed international global exchange. We have France, Italy, Spain, Sweden, Dubai, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi, and we also have 46 state licenses in the United States. Yes, yeah. So there's a misconception before that saying if you get regulated, you're gonna lose users. And there's also the other misconception saying that Binance become the most popular because we were not regulated. Guess what? We're not the most regulated one.
And the most popular.
And the most popular. I'm already super lucky in the position where I'm already doing the job or work or life that have the most impact of all the things I can do. There's no other thing that I wake up, like today, if you ask me, is there anything else you can, when I ask myself, is there anything else I can do that's more meaningful, that's more impact? I can't think of anything. There's nothing else. I can't do another startup. I can't be a CEO of a different company. This is already the most meaningful thing I can be doing for my life. So this, when I wake up, this is what I'm supposed to do. I get tired, I take a nap, wake up again, this is what I'm supposed to do. So I don't feel the pressure. This is just my life. Yeah, so very few people are that lucky.